Tonight I'm going to share with you a terrifying story. A story that's not just fiction, but a chilling reality. It happened inside an abandoned government building in Gazipur, Bangladesh. What you're about to hear is one of the scariest true events ever witnessed during a construction project. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen carefully. The story I'm about to share with you is a true spine-chilling incident. It took place in a government-owned abandoned area in Gazipur, Bangladesh. For years, the land had remained unused until a decision was made to build several new structures there. Construction began, and the site was eerily isolated, surrounded by emptiness. One day, during the work, a young laborer suddenly fell from the upper floors and died instantly. Since it was a government project, the matter was quickly silenced and construction resumed after a short break. But strange things began to happen. On one occasion, a worker suddenly screamed while working on the fourth floor. He nearly walked straight off the edge, but his colleagues rushed and pulled him back. Terrified, he was taken home with a high fever. Later, when he recovered, he refused to return to work. The only thing he ever said was that he had seen a gigantic cat, far larger than any real cat, with thick fur. He swore it brushed against him, and just as he tried to look closely, the cat spread its wings and leapt off the building. That was the last time he worked there. The building was eventually completed, and a night guard was appointed to watch over the site. His duty was simple: turn on the lights in the evening, sit downstairs, and guard the place. He was a brave man, someone who had seen many strange things in his life. But nothing could prepare him for what was about to happen. One night, after the evening prayer, the guard walked around the site. The area was quiet, except for the distant cries of jackals. Later, he fell asleep in his chair, only to be woken by the sound of his stick dropping to the floor. Checking his watch, he saw it was 12:30 a.m. He had forgotten to eat, so he had a quick meal, finishing around 1 a.m. That's when it began. He heard a strange sound coming from inside the building, like glass breaking. Alarmed, he blew his whistle and ran upstairs, thinking it might be thieves. On the second floor, nothing. On the third, still nothing. Then from the fourth floor, again, the same crashing noise. But when he reached there, silence. Suddenly, from the fifth floor came the loud sound of bricks falling. Heart-pounding, he rushed up, but the entire floor was clean and empty. Not a single stone out of place. That's when fear gripped him. Something was wrong. Terribly wrong. As he tried to leave, his legs froze. He felt as if an invisible force was holding him down. The air grew hotter, suffocating, as though the building itself was on fire. Sweat drenched his body, and panic set in. He began reciting verses under his breath, but no sound came out. He forced himself to whisper the Ayatul Kursi, and finally his legs moved. Terrified, he ran, but behind him he heard it. Heavy footsteps, like something massive was chasing him. Boom! 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 Each step shook his chest with fear. He didn't dare look back. Somehow he stumbled his way down to the ground floor, collapsing just as the call to prayer echoed from the nearby mosque. That terrified him even more. He had looked at his watch. It was 1 a.m. when he went upstairs. but the call to prayer was for dawn. What had happened during those missing hours? The next guard found him unconscious on the ground. He was sick with fever for 7 days and never returned to duty at that building again. Now, at least 2 or 3 guards are always posted there at night. This was his story. A true nightmare inside a haunted government building.